Hello and welcome. Today we'll be learning how to use the quick selection tool and how to drag copied and paste images into different folders or different pages and edit them together. Right? So we'll start with this deer as our base. So we'll take the parts in the deer that we want and use them somewhere else. So see how we zoomed in a bit? Was press Alt and then on your scroll zoom in and out to get specific areas. And then on the little hotbar on the left, we see that there's a few tools here. We're looking for the quick selection tool. Now it might not be there immediately, so you need to right click on the little tool that's on that area and then look in here and go quick selection tool. And then from here, depending on what size you want to make it, so I might make it a bit smaller. Right, 15. And then from here we'll highlight the areas of the deer that we want to use in our cropping of the image. So let's start highlighting it now. So just want to do a rough outline of it. And you can be as imperfect as possible, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get most of the part of the deer that you want. Alright, so now that we've got part of the deer we want, we don't want all this background area and little parts of the deer we don't want, so press Alt on your keyboard and then left click and you can start deselecting specific areas of the deer that you do not want and trying to get all the little mini areas. And if you miss parts there, we can just zoom in and make the little cursor smaller so that we can get all the little areas. So once you've deselected all of the stuff you don't want, we can then start editing it. So yes, all this area. And once you've got all that, then we can continue. Right, now that we've got most of the deer, we just get back the parts that we missed that we want. For example, the little parts of the ear that we missed. Press Alt and zoom in, and you can just find the little areas that you missed by making this a little bit smaller, so it makes it so it'll select little bits. So we can come in here and just get the last little bits of it that we want. Now there's a little annoying bits that can be kind of annoying to get, little tricky parts. And once you have that to a desirable look, we can then zoom out. And then press Control C to copy the image that you've just done. And then on a little page here that I've got earlier, as you can see, you then paste it in using Control V. Now it doesn't look great at the moment, so press Alt and zoom in, and then we can move it in, and then we'll press Control T on the image, and we can start resizing it. So we can start making it a bit bigger or a bit smaller. And then once you've got the right size you want, press Enter and it will then unhighlight it. Pressing and then use the arrow tool to move it across the area that you want. And then we'll grab another image like this. And then we do the exact same thing with the quick selection tool, and we just highlight the areas that we want. And we don't want it in this little background image here. So make sure that you've got all of it, and you're not missing any little mini bits in here, so all the little parts are selected. And then we're doing the same thing, Control C and Control V. Now we have our suit and tie and our little deer head. Now, to stop the area of it clipping, we then want to come over to layers here, and we want to drag the deer head above the layer of the suit so that it goes on top. And then you want to come over here and try an area. We want to use the eraser tool, and we want to try and get rid of the little bits around here. We might want to zoom in and just try and get little areas that just we slightly missed with the crop tool. So the eraser tool is on this part, I think. Go here. And doing the same thing here, we just go and resize it to the size we want. So I'll use 10. And then just zoom in. And on the specific selected layer that you've got, just start getting rid of the little bits that you don't need. You can also do this to get rid of rough edges that we don't want anymore. Up here, how I did a pretty bad job up here. Either that, or you can go back and crop it out again with the quick selection tool and try and see if you can get a better version of it. Because you definitely get the hang of it eventually once you've done it. I'm not great at it to begin with. And then once you've gotten rid of everything that you want here, and you've got most of what you believe is correct, or whatever you're happy with, zoom out. And then to make it look a bit nicer, we'll put that down there. We'll move our little deer head there. Try and see if you can get center. It'll show you the center of the image, so it'll look a bit better. And now this is looking a bit plain. So on this little page, I have got another layer. We've got this nice background. Now we can just copy and paste that back into our template of the man on this document here, and then place one. And if you make a mistake like I did, just press Ctrl Z, and then press Ctrl Z again till you get back to the area that you didn't make a mistake on, like I did. And we can go back to where I was at, the forest. And now we've got this nice image now. If it doesn't want to be selected as a background layer, the way to fix this, if it doesn't want to copy and paste, is head over to Image, and then go to Adjustments, and there may be an area. Shit, my bad, not that one. It'll be in Mode. And in Mode, there should be an area called RGB Color. If it's any of these other ones, it won't let you copy and paste it. So go RGB Color, and then I'll come over to this, go Convert to Normal Layer, and then it'll become like a transparent image. And press Ctrl C, and then bring it over here, Ctrl V. Now at the moment it's a bit big, so we do the same trick before with Ctrl T. And we'll just resize it to be the same size as the background we're working with. And now press Enter. And now we've got this. So now we want to drag both of the other layers we have to above that layer. And then we just want to move them into the area that we want to use. So we'll make the suit a bit bigger so that it fits across the screen. And we'll make the deer head a bit bigger too, just to fit in with it. And voila, we've made a simple image that took us about 5 minutes or so. It looks cool and can be used as a profile picture or as a background or a banner. And then to save the image, we come over here and we go Save As, and save to computer or save to crowd, whatever one you wish. And then we come here, let's say we make a little folder, so let's go to Documents, and then see a little folder for it. I'll use my Adobe folder for it, and I'll just save it into here. You can change it to whatever one you want for that, so you can give it a little Photoshop file. Let's call it Deer in the Forest. And I'll keep a Photoshop file for it. But to export it as a JPEG or a PNG image that you can keep, you then want to scroll all the way down to Export. Now you can just quick export as a PNG, or if you export as, and I'll give you this little menu. You then want to go here and then PNG, JPEG, GIF. We'll transfer it to PNG because it's a bit easier to use in Photoshop. And if you want to change any of the shapes, so like how big it is, you can do that here. Go Export, and then we'll just put it in the Adobe folder here. And then once it's saved, you've now got a copy into your folder. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys learned a lot, and goodbye.